Stocks will open at yet another record high this morning. They soared yesterday after Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke's comments on jobs and inflation. But mortgage rates are at a two-year high and gas prices are creeping up. Jon Hilsenrath is chief economic correspondent for the Wall Street Journal. Jon, good morning.
Good morning.
Jon, to start with, the Fed chairman last month, when he made some comments, sent the markets into a tailspin. He spent a lot of time recently trying to sort of clarify things and settle them down. It seems to have worked.
Yeah, he's been in a standoff with the markets, really, for the last month and a half. I think investors are finally kind of coming to grips with what the Fed is doing, and they're feeling reassured, and that's why you see stocks going back to new highs, which is good news, obviously.
Mortgage rates are at a two-year high. Do we expect they may dip again, or is this here to stay?
You know, I think there's good news and bad news on the mortgage front. If you wanted to refinance your mortgage or take out a new one at these record lows that we had a couple of months ago, that opportunity might have passed. But there was a spasm in the markets, and that seems to have passed. So it looks like things are settling down. So it doesn't look like mortgage rates are going to shoot a lot higher after this last spasm. Good news is, you probably don't have to worry about them shooting up. The bad news is you might have missed your opportunity if you wanted to get in at the really, really lows that we saw a few months ago.
Jon, I got to ask you about a lot of the speculation about the next Fed chairman. Ben Bernanke set to leave in January, likely anyway. The speculation has been that the leading contender was the vice Fed chairman, Janet Yellen, but your paper's reporting that Larry Summers, the former Treasury Secretary, is a contender.
There's a very interesting horse race going on here for the next leader of the Fed, and it's a really consequential job. As we've seen in the last few weeks, the leader of this institution could have huge effects on markets and interest rates. And there are two interesting characters who are kind of running at the head of this race. Larry Summers was very close to Barack Obama. He worked for him. He's a former Treasury Secretary, but he's also a very polarizing figure. It looks like his name is really in the mix to run the institution when Bernanke steps down next year. But there's a woman who's number two at the Fed right now, Janet Yellen, who a lot of people inside the Fed like. She's got a very good resume. She's been there for many years. And she could also get the job. And that choice that Barack Obama makes, probably in the next few months, could be the most consequential choice he makes on economic policy in the rest of his term.
Jon, thank you.